Alright everyone, welcome back to another Java video. In this video, we're going to be solving the factor finding problem. We're going to be given an integer input greater than 0, and we're going to be able to assume that, and we're going to print all the factors that number has. So our solution breakdown works as follows. Number 1, we need to grab user input and create an integer. And 2, I'm noticing that this is a numeric problem, so I'm going to be writing a for loop. And this numeric problem involves a factor. A factor is a number that divides the given number evenly. So we're going to need to use modulus. So if we look at a factor, factors can only be from a value of 1 all the way to the number that we have inputted, which is num itself. Therefore, we're just going to analyze each number from 1 to num to see if they can divide the given number evenly. Okay, so let's handle user input first. Okay, we're going to use our next line. So we're going to say string input is going to be sc.nextLine. Then we should write a little message here. Enter a value. All right, and now we're going to need to convert that. So we're going to go with lowercase int. We're going to call this num. And we're going to do integer parse int our input like that. And now we have converted our string input into a numeric integer number that we can use. All right, here we're going to have a for loop. And we're going to have to generate all the numbers from 1 to num. So let's show that. We're going to say for. I'm going to say int divider is equal to 1, our smallest possible factor, semicolon. As long as the divider is either less than or equal to our num. And then we get to do divided plus plus so that we are now checking for all the numbers from 1 to num and inclusive of both sides. Okay. At any point, if we can run into a condition, right? Our 2a condition, which is, well, if, let's start our brackets and whatnot, we can say if the number that we're analyzing has been divided by this divider and has a remainder of 0, then we found a factor. So we can now write system.out.println divider is a factor of num. That. All right. So that is that. Let's test our code. So we're going to try a value like 36. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36 as the factors of 36. And so on our first iteration, we set our divider to 1. And while that divider is less than equal to num, we get to execute this code. And afterwards, we increase our divider. So we checked 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they were all factors of 36. But when int divider was 5 and we tried the num modulus 5, well, that remainder did not equal 0, so we didn't actually execute this code all the way until 6. 6 was a factor, and 7, 8 was skipped, and 9 was executed. Then a lot of numbers were skipped now, like 10, 11, 12 is a factor, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 were not factors, but 18 was a factor. Then we have 19, 20, 21, all the way to 36, where 36 was the very last factor after 18 and so forth. Therefore, we had our output as 36 as factor of 36 because that's our code. Okay, so we just did a nice little solution breakdown and we just translated each portion line by line to get our final answer. And as always, thank you for watching and stay classy.